Here we are at the Friday Night Movie Podcast. Just the Sisters edition. We know everyone loves it when Shai doesn't show up.
Which is once a year?
Once every 2 years, I think, if you average it. But really once a year. Shai goes on an adventure vacation once a year. And Lily and I get the podcast to ourselves. So it's just us, which means there has been slightly less preparation than typically done. And we are left to fend for ourselves with the technology. So
I think we're doing pretty well.
And
took us a while to figure out how to turn the little mics on.
Yeah, but we think Shai will be, impressed. And not impressed, but he'll be not mad at us.
Maybe. Also, we're really doing our homework last minute because it's like hours before we have to release the podcast.
But you know what? We're doing it. We're here. We showed up, and we're going to have fun. So, Shai, everyone has had a very adventurous couple of weeks. The older kids are off at camp, which we talked about. Shai is off on his once-a-year vacation adventure trip. It's not really a vacation. I'd call it like adventure trip that he does. And I went on an adventure as well. My husband and I took Lily's youngest and my youngest camping for 3 days. And it was, all I have to say is camping with those two little nuggets.
Pretty wild that you took my little guy.
I have to tell you, it was 1 billion degrees. For those of you on the East Coast this summer, it's what are they calling it? The heat dome?
Oh, is that what it's called?
I think it's called like the heat dome, or Mom called it that. Part-time meteorologist Mom. She's calling it the heat dome. And the conditions have created like an unprecedented amount of bugs and mosquitoes and ticks. Like it's infestation levels. And yet I would say all of it was worth it to spend 2 days camping with those kids.
Aww.
So we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of adventures.
Nice. You're just going to confirm that the ages are 4 and 5.
Yeah, they're 4 and 5. We slept in a van because we have a camper van. And we went to the beaches during the day, and it was a lot of fun. I think overall we had a great time. Do you want to ask me anything about it, or should I ramble?
Well, no. I mean, first of all, thank you for doing that. I mean, he was looking forward to it, like his countdown, because he can't count really, so he doesn't understand time. So his countdown, It was like every day he asked him, when am I going camping with Tia? When am I going camping? So every day I had to disappoint him and say, it's not today. Until it was the day, and he was so excited.
He was so excited, and he did great. They were such great campers. He was prepared for every situation. There was one drop of rain. He put on his boots and his poncho.
He was ready. He knew. He
was ready. He was. There was a little bit of sun. We were going to put the sunscreen on.
Hat.
Hat. Oh, and he loves his hat, his little skater hat that he calls it. Anyway, so the kids were great. They were well prepared. And I have to say, as far as camping adventures go, again, minus the extreme heat, the horrific bugs, it all went relatively well. I would say, though, I can't be the one to blame. No camping adventure is without its hiccups.
Oh, there's someone to blame.
And I feel like if you dive into any movie show about camping,
there's always hijinks.
There's
and
always
a
hijinks and a mishap. So it's not like it went perfectly smoothly. At 3:00 in the morning, the battery for the car for the plugs or something just started screaming at 3:00 in the morning.
Ooh, that's not good.
No, we thought maybe part of the car was gonna light on fire.
Oh no.
Really so things like that were happening. And we can go into some of our favorite examples after of movies and shows where terrible things happen on camping trips. No, I'm just thinking about True Beverly Hills, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But on the return trip, we needed to get the kids lunch. There weren't really many options. We stopped in a gas station. I will say it felt like a more upscale gas station in Connecticut, so it wasn't a crappy, dingy Mobil. It was as far as American gas stations go, definitely on the nicer end. And when I was going through all the cold sections of things I could offer the kids to eat, there was a tuna sandwich. And Asher loves tuna, but in his mind it's Spanish tuna. which is
very
like
nice quality.
like Bonito del Norte atún
at like 11 euros a bottle for like a small bottle.
Olive oil. And so when he envisions eating tuna, it's like a very high end, tinned in olive oil. You know, they serve these at like fancy restaurants.
And what did you give him?
He was not prepared for an American tuna sandwich. And when he took his first bite, and he just went like this, Tia, there's too much cream cheese.
Oh, he meant mayo, but he's never had mayo because it's disgusting. Yeah. And he was like,
Anyways,
this country's trash.
I don't know if that's why he shit his pants later, but...
Like, I was like, Becky, I so appreciate you taking him camping, but he either drank some well water, lake water... And she was like, no, it could have been the gas station tuna that we fed him. But then he like full on pooed his pants and like looked like a mud monster, but it was all poo. And that was, you waited till I got back till we reunited for that.
To be clear, everything else I cooked for the kids. He did have some iconic American experiences, like going to a beach and there being like a snack shack on the beach where he got like a hot dog and an ice cream. And it was like it really blew his mind. Like the cultural experiences for him of like American, you know, real like Americana kind of stuff was really great. Although oddly enough, not oddly enough, but you know, we speak English with him, but at the campsite, he found every single kid that spoke Spanish and just like tore up the campsite, hanging out, just speaking Spanish.
So cute. He's like making friends.
Yeah, with my daughter following him around, not knowing what anyone was saying, but he was great. Which then leads me to thinking about not just what are our favorite camping movies, but what are our favorite examples in camping movies of like true disasters. And I will say the first thing that comes to mind, we'll get to True Beverly Hills, but the first thing that comes to mind for me is, and it's because it's been a little bit on repeat with my kids in summer. It's a very summertime movie. Not camping, but at camp, so I'll fold it into the category, is The Parent Trap.
I know, I have that on my list.
And the scene when Haley plays the trick, I don't know, one of them plays the trick on Haley and Annie, one plays the trick on the other in the bunk. The bunk disaster.
In the original movie?
Well, in both of them. It's pretty insane what she does.
Oh, is it the same prank in both the original?
They do like a crazy prank. In both of them, don't they do like a crazy prank where one pranks the other one's bunk?
Yeah.
They like, what do you call it? What's the word? At camp, when you like sneak out at night and you like do a prank to someone's bunk. Raid.
A raid.
It's like a raid.
One bunk on the other.
And so they do this terrible prank on one of the twins' bunks where, like, they shaving cream them and they create all these, like booby traps. They booby trap it, and there's, like, mud and feathers.
Yeah. And they, like, it's all strung together. Like, how would they go in there? It's so elaborate.
Like, it's so elaborate.
It's so fantastic.
It's part of the fun of movie magic is imagining that these, like, 12-year-old girls went in and created this, like, very extreme, elaborate. It's almost like, what's the mousetrap style thing where it's like one thing hits the other? The Rube Goldberg kind of. So, but on the other hand, it's like a little insane.
Well, they get punished.
Yeah, but like psychologically, where do you have to be in life to exert that level of torture on another group of girls? Like, it's a little severe.
So we have to mention The Great Outdoors because Shai was like, if you're going to do camping movies, you have to mention The Great Outdoors. I don't think I've seen it.
Is that the one with John Candy?
John Candy.
I have seen it.
Or I've seen it when I was
like
really little.
He eats the giant steak and like throws up or something. Is that a different one?
That just might be like a story about John.
It's like a scene from a movie. I swear with John Candy. I swear having something
Dan
to do with.
It's Dan Aykroyd too, but
maybe not. Isn't like that a scene where he has like eat like a 10-pound steak or something? There's like a scene.
So,
but maybe not.
Then what comes up if you like look at the top camping movies is Camp Nowhere from 1994.
I loved Camp Nowhere, but that's again camp, not camping.
Right, not exactly camping.
Camping.
Ernest Goes to Camp is on this list. Ugh,
but these are all going to camp movies
without a paddle.
Oh, that's camping.
That's camping.
That's camping.
Right. Then
That's camping.
you have the Blair Witch Project, because I guess they're camping, looking for the witch.
Blair Witch.
Oh my,
that's terrible.
This is a very loose.
I sort of think Blair
Brokeback Mountain's on this list because I guess they camp at one point.
I don't know, but I feel like Blair Witch is what people think happens when you go camping.
I mean, I was a little bit worried that that's what would happen to you guys.
But in reality, it's mostly just mosquitoes and damp firewood. That's mostly what camping is.
It sounds amazing. I'm so sad I missed
it. It's very, no, it's like, although, I was reading, I can't say I was reading an article. I would say I read a headline.
Fair. That's more accurate.
I read a series of slides.
Amazing.
In infographics that said that tree bathing, which is when you just go out in nature.
Sorry? What?
Tree bathing, when you go out in nature and you're just with the elements and you breathe deeply and you enjoy the nature around you, lower your risk of cancer.
Well, you heard it here. This is a medical podcast. So I'm so glad that we've been able to inform everybody. I'm sorry, tree bathing. Tree bathing, like a bath.
Yeah, but like you bathe in the glory
of the nature. How long do you have to bathe?
They say anywhere from like
what do they say?
30 minutes to a few days. You don't even have to go.
Do you have 2 hours?
No, you just have to like
be in the nature. What about the bug spray? Do you put bug spray on?
Breathe fresh air.
Oh, it's so hot right now, and we're in the center of a city. I don't want any fresh air.
Can I tell you something?
I want all the air conditioning.
Can I tell you something? It's so hot right now because we're in mom and dad's apartment.
Yeah.
And their version of air conditioning is 78 degrees.
It's like toasty.
That's like a nice.
What did you call it? The Iron Dome? The heated dome? Not the Iron Dome.
No, the
heat dome. Oh, wow, Becky. The biodome.
Biodome. That's camping.
Is it camping?
I would count that as a camping movie.
It's not on the list, but the list is a bit off.
Because they sneak into the biodome to live, and they're technically camping.
You know what? I also have to bring up Into the Wild, which is like a real tragic. Sort of. And I feel like Shai would be like, I think we've learned a lesson about camping.
No, but it's terrible. This is a true
terrible.
Story.
He died. It's terrible.
Wild. She goes camping.
But I also think that the purpose of Into the Wild is to like teach a little bit of a lesson, like 127 hours. Where you can't go camping irresponsibly. I asked Becky for all her like where you were going to be. People need to know where you are. Nature is no joke. Like
when Vlad and I departed, because 3 days was enough for me.
Right, you pieced out.
He's having the best adventure. You
got a car service back to the city.
I literally got a car service to meet me at the gas station to bring me back to the air conditioning in Philadelphia.
It's fair. Your daughter had 1,000 mosquito bites.
She has approximately 60 bug bites. It's so very extreme.
Yeah.
Asher didn't get a single bug bite. But
what did he say the reason was?
His blood tastes like garbage to the insects.
That's what he said.
His actual
accurate.
Words. No, but wait, I lost my train of thought.
That you said that you left when you parted ways, the GPS, like knowing where, like, because it's dangerous.
When I parted ways with my husband,
no joke.
We parted ways. He had no campsite booked, no clue where he was going to go next.
Not Alaska, I hope.
Low on food, with 5% on his phone, not knowing if it still worked and could be charged.
I think.
I'm just saying.
You're saying.
That's
learned a lesson. And can we just talk about for a second our favorite camping movie?
Oh, the only real camping movie there is.
True Beverly Hills.
True Beverly Hills. Now.
What a thrill.
I think the reason I classify this as so high on the list for camping
It's not on any of the...
is because it has the most iconic camping scene of all time. Which is this...
To us, I think, maybe. But.
To us. Sorry. So I just assumed everyone understood I meant relative to the podcast.
To the podcast, yeah.
No, but let me explain. Let me go deeper. Let's go deeper. Why? You have this... It's a great fish out of water story. You know, they're the fancy Beverly Hills group, but they're really committed to their Girl Scout traditions and ways.
Shout out Shelley Long.
And she makes such an effort to take those girls out, to do it the way it's supposed to be done. And I think it's a great lesson in know who you are. What's your core? To what extent can we each really be changed?
But they do a better job than most of the other people, right?
No, but when they reach their limit with the rain and
right.
the mud,
And they're like,
you know what? Let's just go to a hotel. Let's just
right, you're right.
Let's
That's
just
true.
get a car service home. It's fine. Know your limits.
Right.
Know your limits. And that's the important thing with camping. Whereas if you take something like Into the Wild,
you gotta know your limits.
It's very sad. You don't know your limits and tragedy can strike. But that's a real story. So I'm not actually, I want to be clear. I'm not making light of that. I'm not making a joke. That's a real story.
But I think that like people who are, you know, not versed in what it takes to camp, you had to bring your own water. You had to have a stockpile of food.
I think I discussed this on the pod a few weeks ago. We sort of did a trial run with the van with like a slightly musty water tank, and I definitely
suffered the consequences.
Paid the price
of that.
So you really gotta have your gear buttoned up.
Especially you're going with kids.
Yeah.
Have to shout out the movie Happiness for Beginners, which is a camping movie.
That's an actual camping movie. Those people have to go camping that whole movie.
They camp the entire
movie is them
movie.
camping.
And it's this like program, I guess, and I'm sure they exist, where you like an outward bound for adults.
But for adults, yeah.
Yeah, and you kind of like test your limits and get, you know, bond with the people you're with or whatever.
Yeah, and that movie was shot by Danny Vecchione, who also
is our amazing DP.
Our amazing DP on The Floaters, which I will say has a very iconic
camping scene
that we cannot discuss further on this recording. I don't think we can. I don't know what the rules are. But I think that will actually I think that will come in first place above Troop Beverly Hills because so much happens
on that camping trip.
On the camping trip. You know, camping is life-changing, and that is the lesson that we see across all of these examples. It's a life-changing experience.
And I'm so glad
whether it's for your 4-year-old.
Yeah, I'm so glad I got to live it through the photos from the chat.
And not physically
have to be there, but was able to enjoy it. Because it looked like you guys had a lot of fun. You did cookouts, marshmallows.
So many marshmallows,
right?
Yeah, so many marshmallows.
You made all your meals, and then you guys all slept, like they slept on the roof.
Yeah, so it's like a pop-up camper, so the kids slept on the upper level, and then Vlad and I slept on the regular, lower level, and it was really exciting for them, to like climb up there. He only fell out once. He was awake when he fell, so he caught minimal damage, And
I just want to say that like you're all sleeping in this van, and your husband is 6'4".
Yes, he's 6'4". So his feet extend past the bed
into the driver's seat. He can turn the wheel with his foot while he's sleeping. And then we were reunited. And I'm so glad we were in everybody's hole.
We got to talk about what we saw.
I know.
Not a camping movie, but very outdoorsy.
Very outdoorsy. We have to review we went to the movies yesterday. I'm so excited. I feel like we do need to make an effort before we leave to do one more movie.
No, we will. Because but I will
never get to go to the movies.
Since we got back here 48 hours ago, we have not left the indoors in any meaningful way, other than to go from the car to the movies. We were dropped off in front of the theater, we didn't park and then walk.
And I didn't even camp. And I had no interest.
We were just dropped right in front, and we just walked. Our dad dropped us with all the kids, and we just walked into the theater. That's the extent of the outdoors we've done in the last 2 days. And the kids, I got to tell you, no desire to leave. They're very happy indoors.
We tried to take them to a museum, and they said, absolutely not.
So we went to the movies yesterday, and we saw the People Show version, as my children call it.
The live action
version of How to Train Your Dragon.
Which, bravo. I mean...
First of all, it's a great story.
I think that's the thing, is that you're working with real prime material here.
Yeah. Your baseline is fantastic.
And I think the trouble with some of these is that while we have so much nostalgia and love for movies like The Little Mermaid and Snow White.
Or Jungle Book. No, Mom loves Snow White.
No, I know. But while you have so much love for the original material, I'm not sure all of these really do translate into live actions.
Or into today's storytelling as much.
Yeah, I think that's part of the issue. They also... You have to be really careful not to make these movies 2.5 hours long, because a lot of live action movies are 2 hours long. It's still a kids' movie.
Yeah.
And if you're going to make it a long movie, you best make it interesting. And this movie was like an hour and a half, I think. It's hard to tell because there's so much extra content. It didn't feel short, but it also didn't feel
Didn't feel too
crazy long. But the material they're working with is such a great story.
And it was so cool to see Gerard Butler in the live action role as the dad.
He's the dad in the
Whoever
animated.
this kid is that plays Hiccup.
I'm gonna look him up. He's fantastic.
You know, it's Jay Baruchel that does the original voice, and
he really embodied his essence.
Right. I just
feel
want to
like
say that, like, Jay Baruchel's really. I mean, he is that.
Mason
that's
Thames,
right.
Thames.
You know, Hiccup's character and that voice, and the performance in that voice, and the performance in the animation is so. I don't know. It really captures you. And this kid did such a and I feel like that's what's so hard, right? To take something that's so well established and beloved, and then plus add to it.
I think he made it his own, but he also embodied that awkward teen that Jay does so well in the original.
And it's great.
So I think he nailed it, made it his own, but also, did right by the original voice of the character.
My biggest worry going into it was that I couldn't imagine finding, really believing Toothless, believing the dragon part of it. Because I was like, no, it's an animated dragon. It's like a cartoon movie, whatever, an animated film. And this is just going to be a CG fake dragon. It's not going to be as endearing. It's not going to be as cute. I'm not going to love it as much. That's a great character design. And they did a great job with this new CG.
Character design.
Yeah, and it feels like they plussed it. Or they added to it. They definitely didn't take away.
And the fact that this movie is a lot of flying on dragons and these amazing sceneries. It was shot in the north of Ireland, Northern Ireland, and they make this land that these Vikings are from so real and so beautiful. And it's a very exciting movie that I jumped in my seat. Got a little misty-eyed.
I really do think this is truly a big screen movie. I know it's been out for a while, but because of how beautiful these aerial shots are and these dragon flying shots are, it's totally worth seeing on the biggest, most beautiful, clear, crisp screen possible.
Cast: Nick Frost, Nico Parker,
they're great.
Julian Dennison, Bronwyn James, Harry Trevaldwin, who was one of the twins. They everybody's fantastic.
They're all great, and they
really brought it.
They really the casting is incredible because they really take the essence of what was created in the animated version, and then they
nailed it.
Add to it. They honor it and they add to it. My only question is what's
the accents?
No.
Please,
that's the last thing. That's the last thing I'm worried about. I just don't know why they wouldn't let Julian Dennison use his Kiwi accent. Why make him try and sound American?
Poor kid.
That was just it wouldn't have mattered. No one's keeping track of the accents. Adults are British or whatever.
All the kids are American because they barely don't sound American, and then everybody else is British or from the UK
or whatever. UK, yeah, whatever. That aside, the
witch lady,
the witch shaman.
I think they tried. She's their.
I don't really that.
The Gothy, her name is.
I don't know. I feel like we watched enough Last Kingdom to know that that was a real part of sayer. What would you call it?
Yeah, a seer, sayer.
Yeah, that's a real thing from the Viking times. It's
they're sorcerer or something.
Right. It's authentic to those times. But I don't know what it added to the story.
No, I have a feeling that had a bigger storyline in the live action, and it got cut down.
As did that other father-son dynamic. That must have been cut down because that's
and they were you know what? We know we're supposed to add stuff to this to make it different, but no one wants a 2.5 hour dragon movie for kids.
It's true.
So I think they probably shaved a lot of that stuff off.
So they made some good choices, and
I think it's just a real win when you get a movie that's great for kids and parents.
Right, and that's again Lilo and Stitch. Recommend going to see.
I mean, it's
out of theaters now, the remake. Again, anything that you can actually watch together with your kids and not fake watch where you're really on your phone the whole time or doing emails, but actually enjoy. Yeah, no, because the number of times my kids are no, but actually watch it with us. I'm I can't watch
another
more,
zombie.
Yeah. Well, zombies are really. That's one of my favorite things to put on in the background. While my
kids
to
catch up because Zombies 4 is coming out.
Oh no, you got to watch all of them. It's gonna be a big deal for my kids. No, that's a great one. They're watching that in the background, and I'm making dinner. That's because I can listen to that one on repeat in the background, where there's only so much Jessie or iCarly or Sam and Cat my brain can take in a day. Yeah.
All right.
Looking for other recommendations of content parents can tolerate or enjoy. And the first Zombies movie is very good.
No, it is.
It's a great one.
I just want to let you know that there's a new Glenn Powell movie coming out.
I know. I haven't even watched the trailer because I'm so excited.
Do you know what it's about?
No.
Okay.
I'm just going to go see it. Don't worry.
It's a man joins a game show where contestants allowed to go anywhere in the world
I just said I don't need to know what it's about.
are pursued by hunters hired to kill them.
So it's like a combination of Jackpot and then that other movie?
The Hunt?
No, that other movie. The one
Hunt?
with, what's his name? With, oh, God. Come on.
I don't know if I want to see him in one of these movies. I just want to see him.
Name?
I watched Hitman again the other day.
I watch it all the time. What's his name from New Girl? And it's the game show, and then Shai's gonna be so annoyed. Jake Johnson. And he has to stay alive for like 24 hours, for like 30 days or something. He can never be alone. And if he's alone, he can be killed. But if he's with someone, so he teams up with.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm trying to look at his filmography because Wildwood?
No, it's called.
That's a new movie of his.
Self-Reliance.
Self-Reliance from 2023. I've never even heard.
Good.
I guess I missed that week on the pod.
No, yeah, it's Shai and I must have watched and talked about it. That's a great one. Yeah, and Anna Kendrick. Right, yeah. That's a great one. That's a great one.
Yeah, it feels like this is a little trite. The like game show survive.
Don't start giving feedback on something you haven't seen yet. Fine.
I just like it's like fine. I'm happy for Glenn, but like I literally can watch him do the same thing over and over again.
I know. So yeah. Hit it. All right. Well, Shai, good luck editing this. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll see what.
It's also just a video, so he's going to be really mad.
Is he?
I think so. But we'll deal with that.
He can't like separate the tracks in post.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he's going to be happy to do that on vacation in the middle of the night. Anyways.
No, he would be. He gets to skip the next kayaking volcano trip or whatever.
That's true.
All right. Okay.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Friday Night Movie, the sibling rivalry and pop culture podcast. Join the Friday Night Movie family by following @FriNightMovie on all of the socials and visiting our website, FriNightMovie.com. Our theme song is by What Does It Eat? And make sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.